Namaste, good morning. So, we started understanding the perquisite, that is the third category of salaries, which is popularly known as perquisites. What is a perquisite? Non-monetary benefit provided by an employer to an employee. It doesn't come in terms of money. So non-monetary, but employee gets enriched. Okay, non-monetary benefit provided by an employer to an employee is known as perquisite. Section 17 gives us the list of taxable perquisite. Rule 3 provides us the basis of valuation. In that we saw RFA, rent-free accommodation, along with concessional rental accommodation and furnishing. We understood 7.5%, 10%, 15% of salary, or 15% of salary actual rent paid, whichever is less. Add 10% cost of furnishing plus higher charges paid if any, less amount recovered will give me either my rent free. If amount recovered is not there, rent free. Otherwise, concessional rental accommodation. That's what we saw in perquisite number 1. Okay, that's what we saw in perquisite number 1. That is rent free or concessional rental accommodation. Okay, we walk along. Okay, perquisite number 2. Interest free or concessional interest loans. Interest free or concessional interest loans. Interest free, that is no interest is chargeable or marginal interest. My dear friends, let us take that the employee is in requirement of some money. Employee is in requirement probably for his daughter's wedding, or probably for his daughter's education, children education, or probably for house construction, or for some personal purposes. He is in requirement of money. The employer provides him the money as a loan. The employer provides him the money as the loan, saying that he will recover it from his salary. Had the employer not given that loan, understand the case? Had the employer not given that loan, employee would have gone to the bank. Had the employer not given the loan, employee would have gone to the bank to get the borrowings. He would have tapped the bank doors, in which case he would have paid interest. The logic here is, whatever interest you would have paid had you gone to the bank, you are not paying interest free, or you are marginally 1%, 2% paying. So you are getting a benefit from the employer. You are getting a benefit from the employer, which becomes taxable. Okay, where employer provides loan to employee either free of interest, nothing but without interest, or at concessional rates, then it is regarded as a perquisite, where employer provides loan to employee either without charging interest or charging a very lower interest, then it is regarded as perquisite. Then it is considered as a perquisite. Okay, then it is considered as a perquisite. Okay, right? Perquisite value will be, perquisite value will be interest chargeable by State Bank of India less interest charged by employer. What is the perquisite value? Friends, had I gone to State Bank of India, they would have charged me 12%. Employer is just charging me 3%. Understand? Had I gone to SBI, they would have charged me 12%. Employer just charges 3%. The perquisite value will be 9% of the loan amount. 9% of the loan amount. Okay. Had I gone to, they are not giving any other bank. State Bank is the authorized bank for these purposes. So, interest chargeable by State Bank minus interest charged by employer. This will be treated as the perquisite value. However, whenever we are using the word however, we are speaking about exceptions. Good. Whenever we are using the word however, we are talking about exception. However, medical loans, and loans for a value less than rupees 20,000 are not treated as perquisite. However, medical loans, that is loan given for treatment and small loans, okay, loan for a value less than rupees 20,000, I will not tax it. Okay, these are not treated as perquisite. Perquisite number 3. Perquisite, Raja.
லோனை ஏன் சார் நம்ம salary சாப்டர்ல படிக்கிறோம்?
Who is paying?
Employer.
That's why.
Salaryன்றது ஆனா வந்து நம்ம செஞ்ச வேலைக்காக கொடுக்கிறது தானே சார். இது வந்து loan borrowing தானே சார்.
This is also for the purpose of employment, Raja. This is also நீ எம்ப்ளாயியா இருக்கிறதுனால தான் உனக்கு அந்த எம்ப்ளாயர் எல்லாருக்கும் லோன் தராங்களா?
No sir.
Only for the employees loan is provided, correct?
Yes sir.
So it is very much part of salary.
Okay.
Perquisite number 3. Monetary obligation of employee met by employer. Monetary obligation of employee met by employer. Perquisite number 3, my dear friends, monetary obligation. This is normally the expense of employee, monetary obligation of the employee. But who is meeting it? Employer. Sir, this should be an expenditure of employee. It is his personal expenditure. Employee's house electricity bill. Employee's house electricity bill. Who has to pay? Employee. But the employer pays. That means you are getting a benefit. That means you are getting a benefit. Monetary obligation of employee met by employer. Okay? Where any domestic or personal expenses of employee is met by employer, it is regarded as perquisite. Okay, where any domestic or personal expenses of employee is met by employer, it is regarded as perquisite. Perquisite value will be actual expenditure incurred by employer. Actual expenditure, PV will be actual expenditure incurred by employer. Perquisite value will be actual expenditure incurred by employer. Examples. Okay, what are all the case may be, that is monetary obligation. Okay, gas, water, electricity bills of employees' residence met by employer. Gas, water, electricity bills. Gas, water, electricity bills of employees' residence is met by employer. Repeating, gas, water, electricity bills of employees' residence is met by employer. Okay, that is regarded as perquisite. Gas, water, electricity bills of employees' residence met by employer. Okay, sweeper, gardener, watchman of employees' residence paid by employer. Sweeper, gardener, watchman of employees' residence is paid by the employer. Credit card bills, club bills of employee paid by employer, including renewal charges. Okay, any hotel bills, club bills, credit card bills, for personal purposes the employee incurs and it is paid by employer. And it is paid by employer.
So why this is not considered as allowance?
Um, it is not a fixed sum.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other personal expenditure of employee. Any other personal expenditure of employee. However, we are speaking about
Exemption.
exceptions. Okay. However, okay, friends. However, mobile bills, telephone bill of employees' residence, and internet charges are not treated as perquisite. Okay, telephone bills, mobile bills, or internet charges. Okay, we cannot divide between official and personal, so it is not at all treated as perquisite. These will not be taxable. If it is not treated as perquisite, it will not be taxable. Perquisite number 4. Perquisite number 4, my dear friends. Perquisite number 4. usage of movable assets. Usage of movable asset. Any asset owned by employer is used by employee. It is regarded as perquisite. Any asset, my dear friends, if it is owned by the employer, employer owns it. But who uses it? Employee uses it. Okay, usage of movable asset. Any asset owned by employer is used by employee. It is treated as perquisite. It is treated as perquisite. Perquisite value will be 10% of cost of asset. Perquisite value will be 10% of cost of asset. Your mind can immediately relate and see. Furniture ko we only charged 10%. Even in the case of furniture, we said it is 10%. Similarly here also. Perquisite value will be 10% of cost of asset. 10% of cost of asset. Okay. However, okay. However, sorry, laptop and desktop computers will not be treated as perquisite. Okay. Okay. However, laptop and desktop computer will not be treated as perquisite. Laptop and desktop computers, I will not charge anything. Any other thing, I will charge 10%. However, laptop and desktop computers will not be treated as perquisite.
So I have a doubt.
Go
So
ahead.
the asset is for the purpose of the employer for the job purpose. Is it then
This will
chargeable?
not be taxable. This will not be taxable. Only if it is
Okay.
used for otherwise it is taxable.
Okay.
Perquisite
Sir,
number 5. Go ahead.
sir, in the monetary obligation, is there any limit on how much the company will
No,
give? Because
no, no.
total of everything the company will pay on behalf of the employees.
If they pay, I'm not saying all companies pays. If they pay, it is taxable. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Perquisite number 5. Transfer of movable asset. Perquisite number 5. Transfer of movable asset. What was perquisite number 4? Usage of movable asset. A asset which is owned by the employer is used by employee. It will fall in perquisite number 4. It will fall in perquisite number 4. An asset which is owned by employer, he transfers the ownership itself to employee. It will fall under 5. Transfer of asset. Repeating, an asset which is owned by employer, if it is used, just giving the physical possession, perquisite number 4. I am transferring the ownership itself. I am telling the employee, you take the asset. Perquisite number 5, transfer of movable asset. Where an asset owned by employer is transferred to employee, it is regarded as perquisite. Is regarded as perquisite. The basis of valuation is as follows. The basis of valuation is as follows, where an asset owned by the employer is transferred to an employee, it is regarded as perquisite. The basis of valuation, how will I value this perquisite, is as follows. Colon, under that, my dear friends, all of us, under that, take a scale, draw, two columns. First is a smaller column, second is a lengthier column. First is a smaller column. Here I am going to use that smaller column. Here I am going to use the lengthier column. For our Excel purposes, I am going to take this as the first column, this as the second column, please. Okay. Nature of asset, basis of valuation, which is the lengthier column. Nature of asset, basis of valuation. Nature of asset, basis of valuation. Nature of asset, basis of valuation. In the nature of asset, computers and other electronic equipment. Computers and other electronic equipments. Computer and other electronic equipments. How to value this? What is the basis of valuation? Original cost of the asset. Original cost of the asset minus depreciation at the rate of 50%. Depreciation at the rate of 50% for every completed year from the date of its purchase. Repeating, okay, original cost of the asset minus depreciation at the rate of 50% for every completed year from the date of its purchase. For every completed year from the date of its purchase. Full stop, continue. Method, diminishing balance method. Okay, method of depreciation is diminishing balance. Repeating, original cost of the asset minus depreciation at the rate of 50% for every completed year from the date of its purchase. The method which I will follow is diminishing balance method. Motor car. Friends, please write it again. Okay. The rate of depreciation will be 20%. The rate of depreciation alone will be 20%. Original cost minus depreciation at the rate of 20% for every completed year from the date of its purchase. Method, diminishing balance. other assets. Okay, any other asset, my dear friends. The same statement with two changes. The same statement with two changes, my dear friends. Rate of depreciation 10%, method straight line. Rate of depreciation is 10% and method is straight line. Note, any amount recovered from employee will be reduced from the valuation computer. Any amount recovered from the employee, I will reduce it from the valuation I have made. Any amount recovered from the employee will be reduced from the computed value. I hope the class is clear. I hope the class is clear. Okay, right? I am repeating the whole process. Computers and other electronic equipments, or rather, okay, original cost minus for computers and electronic equipment, depreciation rate is 50%. For motor car, depreciation rate is 20%. For other assets, depreciation rate is 10%. For other assets, it's straight line basis. For the other two, it is diminishing balance basis. Now, my focus shift to one of the important points which I want you all to understand. In all the three cases, original cost minus depreciation at a specific rate, okay, for every completed year. It is for every completed year. Okay, for every completed year. Abdina, is it a calendar year or is it a financial year? No, it is from the date of purchase. For every completed year, my dear friends, for every completed year from the date of its purchase, okay, that is where is my concentration. That is, if I am buying an asset, okay, if I am buying an asset today, 30th May 2020, I can claim depreciation only on 30th May 2021, only if the year is completed. For every completed year, you can claim depreciation. What is completed year? Completed year does not mean calendar year. Completed year does not mean financial year. Completed year from the date of its purchase. Completed year from the date of its purchase. In other words, if I can tell it in the reverse manner, Only if a year is completed, you can compute depreciation. Read through all the 5 ones. Read through the 5 perquisites: RFA, interest-free, monetary obligation, usage, transfer.
Sir, transfer of movable assets also includes transfer of second and movable assets.
Yeah, and obviously second hand done.
Okay. So, what method of depreciation will they be following at the time of acquiring the assets? Sir?
What is the?
Depreciation that will be followed at the time of acquiring the asset.
By the company.
Ah, yes, sir.
That the income tax laws prescribe what are all the rates.
Oh, okay, sir.
I am in question. Go to your practical notebook. Go to your practical notebook. Question number 14 in page number 49. Question number 14, 1-4 in page number 49. Question number 14 in page number 49. The following perquisites are offered to an employee, Mr. Venugopal. 15 years housing loan of 5 lakhs at 6%, whereas the SBI rate is 11%. His home electricity bills are paid by the company to the extent of 2,000 per month. He is allowed to use the video camera of the company, which was purchased by the company for 60,000. The company had purchased on 16/7/2016 a car for 250. This was transferred to him on 14/7/2019 for 80,000. Compute perquisite value in each case. Please read it. Computation of perquisite value. Computation of perquisite value. Concessional interest loans. My dear friends, 5 lakh is provided, okay, 5 lakhs into SBI rate minus rate charged by the employer. Okay, SBI charges 11%, whereas the employer gives the loan for 6%. So 5% is the concession which the employee enjoys. 5 lakh into 5%, 25,000. Repeating, SBI charges 11%. Employer charges 6%. Okay, so the concession he is getting, the employee is getting is 5%. 5% of the loan amount will be regarded as perquisite. 5% of the loan amount will be regarded as perquisite. His home electricity bill are paid by the company to the extent of 2000. Monetary obligation of employee met by employer, nothing but home electricity bills. Each month the employer makes it as 2000, so 24,000. Monetary obligation of employee met by employer, nothing but electricity bills, 24,000. Okay. Usage of video camera cost into 10%. So 60,000 is the cost into 10%, 6,000. 60,000 is the cost into 10%, 6,000. And for the next perquisite, I request you to first understand, then take it down. Okay, first you can understand. Keep your pen down and understand it. Okay, transfer of motor car. Transfer of motor car. Okay, transfer of motor car. My dear friends, the company has purchased it on 16/7/2016 for 2,50,000. Okay, and the law says for motor car the depreciation is diminishing balance of 20%. Okay, less, okay, depreciation at 20%. Okay, okay, on 16/7/2017 the value of this car is 2 lakhs. On 16/7, for every completed year only, I will provide depreciation. So, on 16/7/2017, the value of this car is 2 lakhs. Okay, and again I charge a depreciation of 20%. On 16/7/2018, the value of this car is 1,60,000. 240 on 16, 2 lakhs on 16/7. Again, I charge 20% diminishing balance. So on 16/7/2018, the value of this car is 1,60,000. Less. I can no more provide depreciation. I can no more provide depreciation. If I look at the question, my dear friends, unfortunately, the car gets transferred on 14/7/2019. The car gets transferred on 14/7/2019. So, unless I have made it for the full year, even though it is 1 or 2 days, I cannot compute depreciation at all. So, this 160 remains less amount recovered. Whatever is recovered from the employee is 80,000 in this question, sold for 80,000. Therefore, the perquisite value is 80,000. Therefore, the perquisite value is 80,000. I am repeating the whole computation, my dear friends. On 16/7/2016, I purchased it for 250. First year I charged a depreciation of 50. Then on 16/7/2017 it became 2 lakh. Again I charged 20%, 40,000. On 16/7/2018 it became 1,60,000. After that I cannot charge depreciation because 1 year has not lapsed from the date of its purchase. So 160 minus 80, my taxable component comes to 80,000. Any doubt, please ask me. Otherwise, take it down.
Sir,
Go ahead with your question, friend.
so this is only for our computation, no? So the company will be following it in a different way.
Yeah, it is only for employee. For the employer, what it is, please wait. Good question.
Sir,
Go ahead.
sir, interest on concessional loan is charged for only 1 year, right?
Every year it will get charged. We are computing for financial
Only.
year 1920
Oh,
till the loan is repaid by the employee.
okay.
I hope this is clear, friends. I hope this is clear. Read the next question and do it. Question number 15, please read it and do it. Any other answers, friends? What's your answer, Atiti? Darshit, what's your answer?
I'm getting different answers, sir.
What is that? And then I asked.
130, sir.
1,30,000.
Yes, sir.
Kanimuri, what's your answer?
Sir, 146,500, sir.
146?
500.
500. Naji, what's your answer?
I think completely wrong. It's around 178,000. 78, 72.
178. I get it. Okay, I understand.
750.
Priyanka? Shyam, what's your answer, Shyam?
146,500.
Okay, yeah. Simran?
Yes, sir. I am getting a 149,500.
148,500. Sianas?
149,500.
149. Diana, what's your answer? Sneha? Yeah. Uh, let's go to the answers. Let's go to the answers and understand. For some of you, okay, right. Rent-free accommodation, 45,000. That is 25,000 is the salary for per month into 12 months into 15%. 25,000 is the salary per month into 12 months into 15%. Interest-free loan, so it's interest-free, so the entire amount 3 lakh into 14%. Usage of video camera, 10,000. Telephone bills are not a perquisite. Telephone bills are not perquisite. If somebody has a written telephone bill and its value, okay, go to the immediate next wall which you are where you are sitting and bang yourself once. Okay, telephone bills are not a perquisite. Then the domestic expenditure which the okay, personal servant, 3,500 into 12, 42,000. 3,500 into 12, 42,000. What is for transfer of LCD you are getting? Transfer of LCD. LCD is an electronic equipment. What is the answer you are getting for transfer of LCD?
7,500.
7,500.
7,500. Okay. Majority of you, I believe, okay. So 2016, 17, 18, 19, 3 years you would have depreciated at the rate of 50% in diminishing balance and got the answer as 7,500. There are quite a few of you who gave me an answer of 1,46,500. Okay, I wish I am in the classroom to turn your ear, to scroll your ears, okay, to make you understand two things. One, there is a difference between horse and human beings. Okay, and I'm training you. I'm teaching you, not training you. And second is, I will always do a easy question. Okay, so what happened is when I gave here, I used the word he is allowed to use the LCD of the company and which is transferred. There are two perquisite in that single line. It is not only transfer. He is allowed to use the LCD, which is subsequently transferred to him on 1/1/2020. So there are two perquisite on that single line. Every one of you have perfectly worked out on the transfer of LCD. 7,500 is correct, but I think majority of you have not put for usage. I think majority of you have not put for usage.
Sir, usage of computer equipment is exempt, sir.
For the answer, our friend is asking me, LCD is not a computer. Desktop and laptop computers are only exempt. Desktop and laptop LCD is not. LCD is used with the help of computer, all these things, but LCD by itself is not computer.
இந்த ரெண்டு வார்த்தை இருந்தாதான் அது கம்ப்யூட்டர் எடுத்துக்கணுமா?
Desktop and laptop computers. So in this single line, there are two perquisite, one allowed to use the LCD and which has been transferred. Did you do it on usage? Somebody I think gave me the answer for usage also. Taking usage also. Okay, not an issue. Now we'll stand back. Okay, we'll discuss. Ramkumar. So what is the perquisite value of usage of LCD?
Sir, போடணும் sir. அந்த
போடு சீக்கிரம். Bharati, what is the perquisite value of usage of LCD?
14,000.
14,000.
Should we take it for a full year, sir?
1 minute. Somebody is asking me a question.
Should we take it for a full year?
So you give me an answer now.
So is it 42,000?
42,000. You are doing for 3 years, right?
Yes.
Why? And then the year they would have taxed it. Why are you worried about that? You do it for 1920, my dear friend.
So
Okay.
10,500.
That's beautiful. Somebody is coming out with the answer. This is how it is going to work for us. That is, usage is only from April to December. Usage of LCD is only why? Because on 1/1/2020 he has transferred, the employer has transferred it to you. Repeating, on 1/1/20 employer has transferred the asset to you, the employee. So from January it is not employer asset used by the employee, it is his own asset. Take your time to understand this. April to December, we are only concerned about 1920. Don't worry about the past 2 years, they would have taxed in that respective year. Okay, in the year 1920, April to December only, it is employer's asset used by employee. April to December only, it is employer's asset used by employee. On January 1st, the employer has given the asset to employee. For that you have computed 7,500. From January, it is no more employer's asset. It is only employee's asset. So only for 9 months, I need to work out the usage. 1,40,000 into 10% into 9/12. Your ultimate answer should be 1,57,000. Please write it in a fashion you will understand it in your notebook.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Go ahead with your doubt.
So servant cost is allowances, no, sir, which is fully taxable.
Servant?
Paying for servant expenses, it is allowances.
Taxable, fully taxable.
So it is not perquisite, right?
The terminology is not very, it is the allowance or perquisite, it is fully taxable, so it doesn't have a big impact. The only question is, should I include it for RFA? Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's the only question. Basically, these are more of reimbursement in nature. If suppose from next month servant is getting 4,000, company will pay 4,000. So it is more of reimbursement. So in the question itself, it will be clear that whether it is a perquisite or allowance.
So, but here they are given it as a fixed amount only. So you said if it is fixed, if it is not fixed, it is perquisite.
The only it is not fixed doesn't mean that I am just saying, if this whatever the servant is paid, the employer will reimburse or the employer will take care of the payment. Okay, that is different from me telling you that every month I will pay 4,000 as servant allowance. Is different from whatever you are paying to the servant, I will reimburse. Do you understand the difference?
So here in this computation of salary for the purpose of RFA, we will
You
not
should not
consider this.
include servant. You should not include servant. When we go to the comprehensive questions, you will be more clear. Allowances will be separately given, perquisites will be separately given. So any doubt in this? I hope the class is clear. Okay. Usage of LCD is no doubt a perquisite. That line has usage also. So I need to compute both for usage and for transfer. How to compute for usage? The simple thing is, if it is full year used in the video camera or something you saw here, it is fully used. So you charged it. Whereas here is an example of part of the year only it is used, the other part of the year it is not the employer's asset, it becomes employee. So I will only do it for 9 months, because from 1st January it is no more employer's asset, it becomes employee's asset. So I will only do it for 9.
So can you please show the upper half of the
Yeah,
slide?
sure.
Sir,
Raja,
sir, why are we providing depreciation only on yearly basis, sir?
a law is so, Raja. The income tax law says that don't do it on proportionate basis, only completed year basis you do.
Sir, but if we don't do it on proportionate basis, wouldn't the perquisite value be higher, sir?
It will be lower, right?
Mm,
Suppose here I compute up to 15,700 and stop. If I do for another 5 months, 6 months, it will become lower, right?
okay.
I
The
hope.
last one, 15/6/2019.
Perquisite number 6. Perquisite number 6. Perquisite number 6. Free lunch or food coupons. Free lunch or food coupon. Okay, so you know this select how passes, etc. Or employer provides to employee free lunch. Okay, right. Where employer provides free lunch facility or food coupon, it's regarded as perquisite. where employer provides to employee free lunch or food coupon, okay, it is treated as perquisite. It is regarded as perquisite. Perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 50 per working day. Perquisite value, okay, is exempt up to rupees 50 per working day. Perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 50 per working day. So let us take 25 days working day in a month, okay, and if they give you 1250 or the coupon worth 1250, etc., but the employer spends 2000 rupees less 1250, the remaining 750 becomes taxable. Perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 50 per working day. Note, refreshment or other facilities will not be treated as perquisite. Okay, only lunch is covered here. Other type of refreshments are not covered here. Perquisite number 7, gift. Perquisite number 7, gift. Where employer provides any gift to employee on occasion, it is regarded as perquisite. Okay, where the employer has given some gift to employee, it is regarded as perquisite. Perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 5000 per annum. Perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 5000 per annum. Okay, perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 5000 if the value of the gift, suppose employer provides free mobile phone to employee, employer gift a mobile phone to employee and the mobile phone cost 11,000 rupees, 5000 is exempt, 6000 becomes taxable. Suppose employer provides a gold coin which is 3000 or 4000 in value, does not exceed 5000, fully exempt. Perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 5000 per annum. However, we are speaking about exception. However, gift on the occasion of wedding of employee is wholly exempt. Gift on the occasion of wedding of the employee is wholly exempt. However, gift on the occasion of wedding of the employee is wholly exempt. Are you clear? Are you clear?
Sir,
Raja?
இதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு கொஸ்டின்ல gift is taxable படிச்சோமே சார்.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I tell you,
மேரேஜ்ல கொடுக்கிற
I
gift
know,
taxable
I
தான்
know
சார்.
what you are asking me. That is when we did the residential status and scope of total income, gift from friend. Okay. I told you, you have a special provision. This is only for employees. Don't worry. I have some other provision about gift in some other chapter where you will understand the clarity you are asking. Okay. But gift on the occasion of wedding of an employee is wholly exempt. Is wholly exempt. That is not taxable. Andini, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Chandini, I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Gift on employee's daughter wedding. Is it taxable? Gift on the
I
occasion
see.
of employee's daughter. The employer gives a gift on the occasion of employee's daughter's wedding. Is it taxable?
I think no.
You think no? Can we read the
Yeah.
sentence? Gift on the occasion of what is not taxable?
Only on the, I mean, wedding of employees
Only
is
on the
wholly
wedding of
exempt.
employee it is not taxable. Gift on the employee's daughter's wedding is taxable.
Okay. So,
Okay.
okay.
Stay back. Okay. Gift
Okay.
on a employee's wedding anniversary.
It's taxable.
It is taxable. It is only on the occasion of wedding. It is not taxable, friends. Attention. It is only on the occasion of wedding. It is not taxable. Wedding of employee. They can purposefully twist the question saying it is employee's daughter's wedding. It becomes taxable. Wedding anniversary, it will be taxable. Only gift on the occasion of wedding of the employee will be exempt. In the previous batches, one of the student asked me, how many wedding? Okay. I told him, the law does not, income tax law does not say that. Okay. How many ever wedding it is for the employee, if he is going to again and again going to get married, it is wholly exempt. Okay. So income tax law does not restrict you, but it should be wedding of the employee, that's all.
Sir,
Yes, friend.
sir, I have a small doubt.
You ask the doubt,
If
I will tell you whether small or not. Okay.
okay, sir, a gift is given to an employee's daughter, sir. So there is no like relationship here, no, sir, like employer-employee relationship.
Yeah, got
Why
you.
is it taxable?
Why is it taxable? If it is directly given to employee's daughter, fine. If it is given to the employee, it becomes taxable. என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா honestly friends நிறைய பேர் to avoid tax what they do is daughter's wedding they get from the employer 5 lakhs, okay, and say this is gift, okay, and indirectly they are repaying the employer through, okay, so this will pay way for black money generation. So people are trying to, government is trying to stop such practices. So this is a good provision. I'll speak about it more when we come to another gift provision in some other chapter. Okay. Perquisite number 8. Okay. Perquisite number 8. Employee stock option, popularly ESOP. Employees stock option. Okay. Perquisite number 8, employees stock option, ESOP. Employees stock option. What is this? That is, the shares of the company are given to employees at a concessional rate. The shares of the company are given to the employee at concessional rate. Had the employee gone and purchased it in the market, in the BSE, NSE, okay, he would have paid a higher amount. But now I am giving the shares to him at a lower amount. Okay, this is known as employee stock option, where employer provides to employee shares at concessional rate in a scheme of ESOP. Then it is okay, in a scheme of ESOP he is providing, then it is regarded as perquisite. Then it is regarded as perquisite. Perquisite value, my dear friends. What will be the perquisite value in this case? Okay. Fair market value on the date of exercising the option minus amount paid for acquiring the shares. Fair market value on the date of exercising the option. Take a highlighter and put a highlight for this term called, okay, on the date of exercising the option. Fair market value on the date of exercising the option. In the exam or in the question, there will be purposefully 3-4 rates. Date of offer, date of allotment, FMV on the date of offer, fair market value on the date of allotment, fair market value on the date of commencement. Look for the specific word on the date of exercising the option. On the date he agrees, that is what is known as exercising the option. Fair market value on the date of exercising the option minus amount paid. Okay, okay. Friends, I have so far covered 8 perquisites. RFA, which includes concessional, furniture also we saw. Okay, monetary obligation of employee met by employer, interest-free or concessional interest loans, usage of movable asset, transfer of movable asset, lunch as a facility, gift as a facility, and ESOP. These are all the 8s we have covered. Okay, we are walking into perquisite number 9. Leave travel concession. Okay, the biggest hit in the market is this. Nobody can now travel, so all employees are losing the benefit of, and companies have cancelled leave travel concession, LTC popularly. Okay, this is a facility given by employer to the family members to employee and his family members to go on a tour for which expenses will be met or reimbursed by employer. What is this leave travel concession? It is a motivational scheme. Just to say to the employee, I understand you are stressed out, I understand you are working. Go on a holiday with family and with your family, and I will bear the cost of it. Okay, this is a facility given by employer to employee and his family members to go on a tour, for which expenses will be met or it will be reimbursed by employer. Okay, LTC, leave travel concession, can be availed twice in a block of 4 years. So literally every alternative year they can provide. Okay, every alternative year they can provide. So that's why it is twice in a block of 4 years will be taken. LTC will be exempt to the extent of cost by shortest route. LTC will be exempt to the extent of cost by the shortest route. Whatever is the shortest route, okay, and what is the cost in that shortest route, that will be exempt. LTC will be exempt to the extent of how much? Cost by the shortest route. By the simplest route, it will be exempt. Very simple. The employee want to travel. Let us take that the employee is in Chennai and he wants to go on a holiday with his family for under the LTC. Okay, and he prefers Munnar as the destination. Okay, so you can take the direct train to Munnar. You cannot go via Delhi. Okay, the cost of the shortest route will be exempt. Here comes a terminology called family members. Okay, who is a family member needs to be defined. Who is a family member needs to be defined. Okay, 1 minute, friends. Just a minute. Okay, so we need to define family members. Family members means spouse, okay, two children, dependent parents, brothers, and sisters. Okay, family members who are all covered in family members is spouse. Okay, male member, wife. Female employee means husband. So spouse. Only restricted to 2 children. And then once the word dependent comes, it is constant. Dependent parents, dependent brothers, dependent sisters. Okay, spouse, 2 children, dependent parents, dependent brothers, and dependent sisters. Okay, so the term family member means so who are all can accompany in the tour or for whom the employer can incur spouse, children but restricted to 2 children, dependent parents, brothers and sisters. And this concept of all Indians are my brothers and sisters will not work out here. It is only blood relationship that is coming out here. Okay, so right, and then the Income Tax Act here became creatively they became really creative and said that understand this case. This is something interesting for understanding purposes, for if not for anything. Assessee had, okay, in the assessee had, okay, one child in the first birth, and then in the second birth, it was twins. Please understand, very interestingly, the law talks about, okay, normally I restrict it to 2 children. But suppose assessee has 3 children and the second is twins, then these 2 children will have an exception. It will be 3 children. Normally it is restricted to 2 children. So the amount of expenses incurred per child comes to 15,000. For 3 children comes to 45,000. Only 30,000 is exempt. The third child, 15,000, becomes taxable. But one case where I give for the third child also exempt is, suppose in the first birth it is only 1 child for the assessee, and in the next birth there is a twin. So instead of 2 children, it will become 3 children. Just understand it, not a very great but creatively the income tax law has thought and given the 2 children can be substituted with 3 children. In the case, the second is a twin.
So is this for education?
No, this is only for this.
Sir, அப்படியே 3 children இருந்தாலும் first 2 childrenக்கு தான் allowed sir?
இல்ல, second twins na all the 3 children allowed. First twins, then there is one more child. Only for 2 it will be allowed.
இல்ல sir, twins கேக்கல. If there are 3 or 4 children, only for the first 2 children it is allowed.
Only for the first 2 children it is allowed.
Sir?
Yeah, go ahead with your question.
What if the second is a triplet, sir?
And the law has not yet given that exemption, but I think by going by the intention, you can claim. You can claim. They will allow it. Okay. Perquisite number 10.
The shortest route, no?
Shortest
by
route, what between the commencing city and the destination city, what is the shortest route?
Sir, அப்ப எல்லாத்துக்குமே plane தானே சார் வரும்?
Shortest route na air train னு சொல்லப்ப நானு இப்போ you want to go to Kodaikanal from Chennai. You cannot go via Bombay. Do you agree with me?
Okay sir, புரியுது.
That is what is shortest route. Perquisite.
Sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, if third time the twins is there, so can he came like one child and twins?
No. No.
Okay.
How many provisions I told you? You never had doubt on those things. For a twin, I just said you had so many doubts. Okay. I know where are all you are going to get doubt. Enjoy it. Okay. Perquisite number 10. Okay. Educational facility. This is interesting. Educational facility. Prince, employer pays a fixed sum of money and asks the employee to use it for the purpose of children education, children educational allowance. Here, employer says, I will pay the school fees. I don't know what amount, but employer says, I will take care of the school fees of your children. Or employer says, let the children study in the school owned by the employer. You all know about State Bank SBOA school that is owned by State Bank of India. TI Cycles run schools. Infosys run school. TCS run school. Okay. So Kendriya Vidya, railways, like that, many employer has their own school. And the employer says the children of the employee can study there. Part 1. Or employer says, wherever the children studies, I will bear the fees. Okay. Where employer incurs expenditure on the education of employees' children or provides educational facility. Okay, I want you to understand where employer incurs expenditure on the education of employees' children. That is, wherever they study, I am going to incur. Or provides educational facility, my own school. Okay, then it is regarded as perquisite. Perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 12,000 per child per annum, and there is no restriction here. Perquisite value is exempt up to rupees 12,000 per child per annum. PV is exempted up to 12,000 per child per annum. Here comes a unique problem, my dear friends. Here comes a very, very unique problem. Okay? I don't know, I'm also not for this judgment, but this is now a judgment, so we have to follow this judgment. Okay? The law says if it exceeds 12,000, it becomes fully taxable. This is a High Court judgment. By the Delhi High Court pronounced a judgment like this that has become law now. If it is, okay, cost of education 10,000 fully exempt, 11,000 fully exempt, cost of education 14,000. It is not 12,000 exempt and 2,000 taxable. The entire 14,000 becomes taxable. The entire 14,000 becomes taxable. I'm also waiting that the law will change or the law will make the correction. Till today, they have not made the correction. So, please understand where PV exceeds rupees 12,000, then it is wholly taxable. At the perquisite value, this provision alone has this unique feature. In all other lends up to 50 exempt now. If you pay 75, 50 is exempt, 25 per day becomes taxable. Gift, if the value of the gift is 7,000, 5,000 exempt, 2,000 taxable. Ana, education alone, because of a high court judgment, we are caught in this, that where it exceeds 12,000, it becomes fully taxable, and not up to 12,000, not taxable, extra taxable, that portion is not.
Sir, then this cannot even be claimed, no, sir.
Yeah,
Mostly.
I agree with you. 12,000 is a very, very small amount. 12,000 is very small amount. We cannot, whenever we speak about education facility amount, we cannot forget to involve our silent Samhita. Okay, so you can imagine that 12,000 is a per month fees of MOP college. Perquisite number 11, medical facility. Perquisite number 11, medical facility. Perquisite number 11, medical facility, where employer provides or reimburse, you know what it is, medical treatment expense of employee and his family members, then it is regarded as perquisite. Okay, where employer either provides or reimburse medical treatment expenses of employee and his family members. Same meaning. Okay, medical treatment expense of employee and family members, then it is regarded as perquisite. Medical treatment expenses of employee and his family members, then it is regarded as perquisite. In the following cases, perquisite value will be nil. Okay, the law is generous in saying in the following cases, perquisite value will be nil. In the following cases, my dear friends, perquisite value will be nil. Treatment in a government hospital. Treatment in a government hospital, PV will be nil. Treatment in a hospital owned by employer. Okay, Sundaram Medical Foundation is owned by TVS group of companies. Okay, Tata is having Tata Institute of Medical Science, which is the biggest hospital. Okay, Apollo has other companies, and Apollo Hospital is also there. So if the treatment is in a hospital owned by employer also, it is nil. Treatment for specified diseases. Okay, friends, if the treatment is for specified diseases also, perquisite value is nil. You need not know what are all specified disease. The wording specified disease will come, but for your understanding, all terminal illness where the cure is very remote, that is known as specified disease. Cancer, lung, liver, kidney, okay, issues are considered as specified diseases. Treatment for specified diseases, it is nil. Treatment outside India due to lack of medical facility in treatment outside India, the patient has to be taken outside India because you don't have sufficient medical facilities in India. That is also exempt. Let me repeat to you, my dear friends. In the following 4 cases, PV will be nil. Treatment in a government hospital, hospital owned by employer, treatment for specified diseases, and treatment outside India due to lack of medical facilities in India. In all these 4 cases, my dear friends, perquisite value will be nil, 0. I will not tax it. It is a very generous provision where they say, okay, if the employer incurs this expenditure, also fine. Though the employee is getting a benefit, I will not tax it. Okay, is the class clear? Okay, so treatment in a government hospital, treatment in a hospital owned by employer, treatment for specified diseases, treatment outside India, full stop illa, no full stop, treatment outside India. Why? Due to lack of medical facility in India. You should say that we don't have enough specialties or equipment, so the patient has to be taken outside India. Heavy headache, I'll go to America, not allowed. Allowed, but I will tax it. Okay, so treatment outside India, and the reason should be that for some of the illness like Parkinson's and something like that, we don't have enough specialities, specialized people or equipment here. So in those circumstances, there is a possibility that the patient should be taken outside. So treatment outside India due to lack of medical facility in India. In these 4 cases, PV is in any other case, actual expenditure incurred will be fully taxable as PV. In any other case, I will tax the actual expenditure incurred. Read through.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Go ahead.
Sir, dependent means they must not be earning, right? The
Yes.
family member.
Yes, yes.
Sir, is pension, if the father is receiving pension, is he
He is
dependent?
not dependent. He is not dependent.
Okay.
In any other case, actual expenditure incurred will be taxable as perquisite value. Okay. This gave one more what you call as a tail provision, which becomes interesting. Okay, which is very nice again. Treatment outside India due to lack of medical facility in India is exempt. I accept. But there is a travel cost which we need to incur. The patient has to be taken outside India. Okay, there is a travel cost which needs to be incurred, and the law is very generous here. Not only for the patient, at least there should be one more person along with the patient, one attendant. Okay, one attendant. This does not mean that, okay, 25 of us want to go. Okay, so it is, okay, where the treatment has to be performed outside India. Traveling expenses of patient and one attendant will also be exempt, and here comes the point, provided the employee's gross salary, total salary, here they have not defined gross salary, total salary does not exceed rupees 2 lakhs. If it exceeds, you take care of travel expenses. Anyhow, I am going to give you treatment expenses, definitely 0. Travel expenses will be 0 only if the employee's gross salary does not exceed 2 lakhs. So these are all total. Yeah, go ahead.
So per month or annual salary?
Annual.
Okay.
These are all, we call it as special point. Okay, why I call it is, these are all the areas where a person would like to test you in that MCQs, objective type. So, provided the employee's gross salary does not exceed rupees 2 lakhs, the traveling expenses will also get an exemption. Back to our practical notebook. Question number 16 in page number 5015. Question number 16 in page number 15. Brihanalai is an employee in a private company, receiving the following benefits from the company. Examine the amount of benefit taxable in the hands. Okay, first we will read the question, then we will go to the answer. Reimbursement of the following medical expenses. Shyam, please unmute yourself, Shyam.
Yes, sir.
Treatment of a daughter in a private clinic, taxable or exempt?
Family member daughter is included, sir.
Yeah, family member means daughter is included. Correct.
Taxable.
Huh?
PV nil, sir. Sorry, sir. Exam.
Sorry, I don't understand your answer. Sorry, friend. Is it taxable or exempt?
Taxable, sir.
Taxable. Treatment of herself.
Taxable, sir.
Taxable. Treatment of her mother-in-law not dependent on her. Dependent on her.
Dependent. Mother-in-law. Non-taxable, sir.
Non-taxable. Yenda Raja.
So mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law na exempt.
Okay, taxable, sir.
Taxable. Thank you. Medical policy premium on her health paid by employer.
Taxable, sir.
Taxable. Medical allowance, we all know it is fully taxable.
Yes, sir.
Medical expenses on her son's treatment in a government hospital.
PV is nil, sir.
Exempt. Expenses incurred by the company on the treatment of her minor son abroad.
Exempt, sir.
Expenses in relation to foreign travel and stay of Brihanalai and her son abroad for medical treatment.
Sir, no details on gross salary is
So
given.
we will take an assumption. Exempt nu potutu, provided the gross salary does not exceed, the gross salary does not exceed
2
2
lakhs.
lakhs.
2
Okay,
lakhs.
provided the gross salary does not exceed 2 lakhs. Am I clear to you? Am I clear to you, Shyam?
Yes, sir.
The last question has nothing to do with the tax part of it, but generally for understanding part of it. Can I ask that question also?
Yes, sir.
Do you know who is Brihanalai?
No idea, sir.
No idea. Do you know what this chapter names convey? Have you noted?
Sorry, sir.
Have you noted this chapter names has a significance?
Sir, yes, sir. Mahabharata characters, sir.
Okay, who is Brihanalai? விஜய் டிவில
Sir,
மகாபாரதம் பார்க்கலையா நீ?
இப்போ ரீசெண்டா பார்க்கல, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much, Shyam. That was.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. இப்போ இந்தியால வந்து மெடிக்கல் ஃபெசிலிட்டிஸ் இல்லைன்னா அப்ராட் போற டிராவலிங் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் வந்து எக்ஸாம் சார்.
Yes, sir.
இப்போ ஸ்டேட் டு ஸ்டேட் டிராவலிங் எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ் எப்படி சார்?
Yeah. It depends. State to is it for a specified disease or not? I think state to state we have to a larger extent medical facility available. But if it is for a specific state to state, people travel only for specified disease, not for general things. So it will naturally get exempt.
Okay.
That was a good question.
So,
Go ahead.
the mother-in-law doesn't come under the definition of family member.
Pakka. Your understanding is superb. Mother-in-law does not come under the term family for the purpose of this section only. Tomorrow, please don't blame Vatsan for this. Okay. Mother-in-law is part of family only. For the purpose of this section, it doesn't come because some other person will incur the expenditure. Friends, have this as column. Okay.
Sir.
Raja.
Sir, we are also making one other assumption that the facility is not present in India, right?
Yes, Raja. Yes. You can take whenever there is a question, you should take a assessee favorable assumption if the information is insufficient.
Okay. Sir,
Hmm.
sir, if assumption should be made in favor of assessee, then in subsection B, treatment of herself, we can take it as in she's treating herself in government hospital.
No, those informations are blatantly given. Here, the gross salary is not given. Here, you cannot assume that it is government hospital or she is suffering from specific disease. Apilano assumption.
Okay.
Hence, we have covered 11 perquisites so far. We have covered 11 perquisites. RFA with concessional and furnishing. Okay. Second is monetary obligation, interest-free concessional interest loan, usage of asset, transfer of asset, lenge, okay, gift, ESOP, LTC, educational facility, and medical facility. Okay, I told you the first and the 12th are the most important ones. Okay, before going into the 12th, we'll take a small stretch of break for 5 minutes. Okay, just to have a small break, but we are not taking a long break now. Just a small stretch of break before going to the 12th. I'll maximum take 4 minutes. Perquisite number 12, motor car. Perquisite number 12, motor car. Where car is provided by employer to employee. Employer incurs expenditure on running and maintenance of car, then it is regarded as perquisite. Friends, where a car is provided by the employer to the employee. Where a car is provided by the employer to the employee and slash or and expenses are incurred by employer. Sometimes car is owned by the employee, expenses incurred by the employer. Adnalda, the word slash there is and or both will be included. Where car is provided by employer and expenses are also incurred, or expenses are incurred on maintenance and running of the car, it is regarded as perquisite. It is regarded as perquisite. Three circumstances will prevail. Three circumstances can prevail. Okay. Car owned, okay, by employer, expenses are incurred by employer. Okay, both are employer. Okay, both are employer, my dear friends. Car is owned by the employer, expenses are also incurred by the employer. Car is owned by the employer, expenses are also incurred by the employer. Okay, circumstance 1, car is owned by the employer and the expenses are incurred by the employer. Car is used wholly for official purposes. Car is used wholly for official purposes. Car is used wholly for official purpose. Do you think there is any benefit which the employee gets? Do you think that there is any benefit employee gets, my dear friends, where car is wholly used for official purpose?
No, sir.
No, he doesn't get any benefit. He is just doing his official duty. So PV is nil. Car is used wholly for official purpose. Perquisite value becomes nil. Car is used wholly for personal purpose. Car is used wholly for personal purposes. Only for personal purposes you are using. PV is, perquisite value is actual expenses incurred by employer plus driver salary plus 10% of cost of car. Where car is used exclusively for personal purposes, where car is used wholly, that is exclusively for personal purposes, perquisite value will be actual expenses plus driver salary plus, we can relate, our mind relates, asset owned by employer, used by employee. 10% of cost of car. 10% of cost of car. Is the class clear? Okay, right? Where car is used fully personal, then this will be the perquisite value. Car is used partly official and partly personal purpose. Car is used partly official, partly personal purpose. PV will be, perquisite value will be 1800 per month if the engine capacity, we call it as CC, capacity. Engine capacity is less than or equal to 1600 cc. $2,400 per month if the engine capacity is more than 1600 cc. Car partly used for official, partly used for personal purposes. 1800 or 2400 as the case may be. Very simple to understand. Car partly used for personal purposes, partly used for official purposes. It is nothing but 1800 or 2400 per month. When it will be 1800, that is, when it will be 1800 is if the engine capacity is 1600 cc. Okay, up to 1600 cc, it is 1800. It will be 2400 per month. Friends, this will be 2400 per month if the engine capacity is more than 1600 cc. Okay, okay, it will be 2400. So Maruti 800, Maruti Swift, Desire, Hyundai, all these small vehicles, 1600 cc, less than 1600 cc. Okay, Maruti 800, Hyundai, okay, Desire, so many vehicles which you see in the market, including the bigger scooter called Nano, okay, everything is 1600 cc, less than or equal to 1600 cc, so it will be 1800 per month. It will be 1800 per month. Bigger vehicles, Qualis, BMWs like that, 2400 per month because the engine capacity is more than 1600. Continue in the same point where driver is also provided. Driver is also provided. Then PV of driver will be rupees 900 per month. Then perquisite value of driver will be rupees 900 per month. So repeating, car owned by the employer, expenses incurred by the employer, car provided to employee, employee uses it, official purpose nil, personal purpose everything, cost of maintenance plus running plus driver's salary plus 10% of cost of car. Partly official, partly personal, 1800 or 2400 as the case may be, plus 900 for driver if it is provided.
So in the second case, PV actual expenses incurred by employer, is the driver's salary included in the actual expenses?
Plus driver's salary, you can see.
So it's counted 2 times.
No. Actual expenses of running and maintenance of car alone plus driver's salary.
Okay.
Car owned by employer, expenses are incurred by employee. Okay, who is the owner of the car? Employer. Who is incurring expenses? Employee. Car owned by employer, but the expenses are incurred by employee. Fully official. We all know PV is nil. Fully official. We all know PV is nil. Fully personal. PV is 10% of cost of car. PV is 10% of cost of car. Partly official, partly personal. Okay. Rupees 600 per month / rupees 900 per month as the case may be. Okay. Now you understand what is this as the case may be. Up to 1600 cc, it is 600 per month. Beyond that, 900 per month. Beyond that, 900 per month. Okay, this is a rare circumstance. Okay, this is a rare circumstance of car owned by employer but expenses met by employee. Car owned by employee, expenses incurred by employer. The owner of the car is employee. The person who meets the expenses is employer. Okay, employer. The car is owned by the employee. The expenses are incurred by employer. Fully official, nil. Fully personal, okay? Fully personal, my dear friends. Cost, actual expenses, sorry. Actual expenses plus driver salary. Fully personal, actual expenses plus driver salary, that is perquisite value. Partly official, partly personal, partly official, partly personal, my dear friends. Okay, PV is actual expenses minus 1800 slash 2400 per month, as the case may be. Okay, interesting here. PV is, what is the perquisite value? Actual expenses minus 1800 or 2400. When it is 1800, less than 1600 cc, more than 1600 cc, 2400. Actual expenses minus 1800 or 2400 per month, as the case may be. Whatever is the perquisite here is a deduction here. The beauty is, in 1C, whatever is the perquisite is the deduction here. Perquisite value will be whatever the employer has incurred 50,000 rupees. 50,000 minus 1800 into 12 or 2400 into 12, as the case may be. As the case may be. Where driver is also provided. PV of driver, actual driver salary minus 900 per month. Where driver is also provided, actual driver salary minus 900 per month. Please read it once. I am not yet over with the theory, but please read it once at this level. Friends, let me start from the top again. Motor car is a perquisite. It can be either owned by the employer, he himself incurs expenditure on that car. Employee is fully using it for official, no benefit derived, not at all taxable. Employee fully uses for his own purposes, full benefit derived, actual expenses plus driver salary plus 10% of cost of car will be treated as perquisite value. employee uses it partly official, partly personal, 1,800 or 2,400 per month, as the case may be, will be the perquisite value. The next important case is employee, third case. Employee owns the car and employer incurs the expenditure. The partly official, partly personal part will be actual expenses minus 1,800 or 2,400 as the case may be. For driver, actual expenses minus 900 per month. The in-between cases are car owned by employer, expenses incurred by employee, 600 or 900 as the case may be. Note. If the question is silent, then car is owned by employer, expenses are incurred by employer, and car is less than 1,600 cc. If the question is silent, your assumptions should be car is owned by the employer, expenses are incurred by the employer, expenses are incurred by the employer, car is used partly official and partly personal purpose, then only and car is less than 1,600 cc. Car is less than 1,600 cc. Repeating, if the question is silent, key assumptions are owned by employer, expenses incurred by employer, car is used partly official, partly personal, and the car should be less than 1,600 cc. Okay, majority of the time partly official, partly personal only. Second note again, if two cars are provided by the employer, then irrespective of information, one car is partly official, partly personal, and the other car is wholly personal. If two cars are provided by the employer, irrespective of any information, my dear friends, irrespective of any information, one car is partly official, partly personal, and the other car is wholly personal. From the top, I am repeating the theory. Car owned by employer, expenses incurred by employer, fully official nil, fully personal, everything including 10% of cost of car. Partly official, partly personal, 1,800 or 2,400 as the case may be, plus 900 for driver. Car owned by employer, expenses incurred by employee, 600 and 900. Car owned by employee, expenses incurred by employer, partly by official, partly personal. Actual expenses minus 1,800 or 2,400, and for driver, actual salary minus 900. Nothing is provided, car is owned by the employer, expenses are incurred by the employer, car is used partly official, partly personal, and car is less than 1,600 cc. If two cars are provided, we will come to that little later. I wanted you to answer A to G first. We'll complete this question and take the break. Question number 17 in page number 50. I want leave the H part to later. Okay. I wanted you to answer question number A to G. I wanted you to answer question number A to G first. Please answer question number A to G. We will go to H little later. Try it out, friends. Try it out. Answers goes like this. I don't know that shit why it came such a huge amount to you. Okay. Answers goes like this. Okay. For case A, it is 32,400. You can maintain it as two different answers also, not a problem. Or you can total it and say 32,400. Case B, 1,96,000. Case C, 39,600. 39,600. Case D, 31,600. 31,600. Case E, no change in the answer. The percentage of usage will never be a matter. Let it be 99.1 or 199. Where partly official, partly personal, I never said it is equal or this is, so there will not be any change in answer. Case F is 7,200. Case G, that was a brilliant answer by our friend. This will be taxable as usage of movable asset. That is the byte given.
Sir?
Go ahead with your question.
Sir, I have got the same answer 32,400, but I have reduced from the, I have taken as cost of asset plus driver plus
this is
the
the perquisite
expenses.
value. I understood what you did, but this is the perquisite value. Reduction is only coming in the case of employee owning the car. Employer owning the car, this is the perquisite.
Okay, sir.
So for motor car, the full perquisite value is taxable, right?
Yeah, taxable value. That's right. Repeating, case A for driver, for car 1800 into 12 for driver, so 32,400. Case B, actual expenses plus driver's salary plus 10% cost of car. Case C, more than 1600 cc, 2400 and 900. Case D, employee owning, actual expenses minus 1800 into 12. Actual expenses minus 900 into 12. Case E, percentages doesn't matter. Case F, employer owns the car, employee maintains the expenses, 600 into 12. And case G, this will not be taxable as a usage, this will be taxable as usage of movable asset. Usage of movable asset. We will complete case H and take the break, please. We will complete case H, okay, which is very interesting to compute, friends. Case H. Two car owned by the employer are given to employee. Both are used for partly official and partly personal expenses on running, maintenance, and driver's salary. Cost of car is provided. And now if I go to the theory and see, if two cars are provided, irrespective of information, they might say both the cars used for this, that, etc. Irrespective of information, one car is partly official, partly personal, and the other car is wholly personal. Repeating, if two cars are provided, irrespective of information, one car, you cannot assume, they said both the cars are used partly official. Irrespective of information, one car is wholly personal and the other car is partly official, partly personal. And the other car is partly official, partly personal. The most interesting working comes here, my dear friends. We have to work out two options. Option 1, car 1 will be partly official, partly personal, in which case car 2 will be wholly personal. Car 1 will be wholly personal, car 2 will be partly official, partly personal. Repeating, we have to work out two options. Option 1, option 2. Option 1 will have car 1 for one answer, car 2 one answer, considering whichever is partly official, whichever the other one becomes wholly. So A plus B, option 1. Similarly, reverse option. In option 2 will be car 2 will be treated as personal or whatever the reverse option is, and A plus B, you will have the answer. The law is silent, so always assessee friendly. Whichever is less, we will tax it as perquisite value. If two cars are provided, work out two options. Option 1, taking one car as partly official, partly personal, other car as wholly personal. Option 2, first car as partly wholly personal, second car becomes partly official, partly personal. You will get A plus B, and then compare whichever option 1 or option 2, whichever is less, that becomes the perquisite value. Very patiently try it out. You can do it in 3-4 minutes very easily. Very patiently try it out.
Sir?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Sir, in the above case, which I told you, sir, so only 32,400 will be taxable and 39,600 will be taxable.
Yes.
Not the 1,96,000
No,
minus the.
No.
Okay, sir.
Sir, it is whichever is less.
Yeah.
Sir, I'll take it as 2,04,300.
2,04,300. And the other option you get is
2,09,300, sir.
2,09,300.
Sir, other option I get is 2,09,900, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, sir, 2,09,900. Mid calculations.
Which is less?
2,09,900, sir. 2,09,900.
So same answers.
Okay. Go to the next question. Whatever our friends gave was the correct answer. Whatever our friends gave was the correct answer. I'm considering option 1. Okay. Car 1 partly official, partly personal. Car 2 wholly personal. 2,400 for car 1, it will be 28,800, 10,800. And for car 2, it will be 60,600 plus 7,800 plus 6,300 plus 9 lakh into 10%. So I get 2 lakh 4,300. The reverse option when I work, I have to understand car 2 does not have driver. If I do that mistake, then my answer will go haywire. Car 2 does not. So car 1, 4,500 plus 8,100 plus 6,700 plus 24,000 plus 10 lakh into 10%. And then for car 2, only for car you should work. Okay, if you work for driver, your answer will go wrong like that. Okay, so 2,900,000. So option 2, that is car 1. Okay, and car 2 partly official, partly personal. If that is 2,00,900 is a better option. 2,00,900 is a better option. Friends, let's take a break. Okay, I will meet you by time now in my computer is 10:08. I will meet you by 11:15. I will meet you by 11:15. It will not be a very lengthy session and all. Okay, maximum 1:30 it will get over. 2-hour session only. I will meet you by 11:15. That is 1 hour plus. We will meet again to continue our discussion. Okay, so